Well, good Thursday afternoon. The video blog hasn't been posted this week because I've been fighting off an illness. There's a lot of that going around this year, and so it finally caught up with me. And as you can tell, I'm still kind of nasally, but I just wanted to show you a few things here. First of all, we've got a winter weather advisory that's in effect mostly south of the Parkway, Bluegrass and Western Kentucky Parkways, where the snow has been a little heavier today. We did have a little batch come through Lawrenceburg this morning, but that's since moved on and the sun is shining now. But there's still some snow moving through the Bowling Green area, Campbellsville, and so they posted a winter weather advisory for this area. Lots of slick roads down there. I've seen pictures from Interstate 65 around Elizabethtown, and I've seen some pictures from Bowling Green where it just looked like a skating rink out there. Really treacherous conditions, so that is the reason why that's in effect, and it will expire in just a little while. If you look at the radar, you can see the last of the snow showers moving through the Bowling Green and Somerset areas as I speak. So looks like the snow is just about to shut off here in just a little while. Here's a look at the visible satellite channel. You can see a sharp cutoff to the clouds there. Again, this is roughly along the Interstate 64 corridor, and say if you drew a line down I-64 and down the Bluegrass Parkway, that's pretty much the delineation for the cloud cover. Sun breaking out in Frankfort and north of there, while the clouds are holding firm across roughly the southern half of the state. So looks like sunshine for a lot of us, but clouds hanging tough down to the south. That'll probably be the case for the rest of the day. Tomorrow looking pretty good though. Get some more sunshine in here. Speaking of which, here's the latest GFS run from today, and the GFS model got a nice little upgrade yesterday. They increased the resolution of this model, and it is now double the resolution that it was, and it was doing a pretty good job as it was. So this should increase the accuracy of weather forecasts in the US. That's the hope anyway, as the government's putting a lot of money into the GFS model to beef it up and improve it in the coming months. And the first upgrade happened yesterday. So this is the new GFS, and what I'm showing you here is Sunday. See a little disturbance coming through, and it looks like temperature profiles are a little bit too warm to support snow here. So with temperatures in the 40s, you're probably looking at a cold rain for most of the day Sunday, and it may end as a little bit of snow flurry activity. See there in the tail end of it, we may drop off just cold enough Sunday evening to have a little bit of snow flurry activity as this thing wraps up, but for the most part I think we're just looking at some cold rain here on Sunday. So tomorrow looking good, Saturday looking good. Temperatures in the 40s. I don't think we're going to make it to the 50-degree mark. I know I've seen some forecasts showing 50 or above for central Kentucky tomorrow or Saturday. I don't think we're going to make it there. I think we'll stay in the 40s, but you know, all things considered, 40s are not bad for this time of the year. So looking pretty good next couple of days. Some rain on Sunday, and then after that, not really much showing up. You know, as we head on into the beginning of next week, high pressure takes control again down to the south, so our weather dries out, and we're back in the 40s again Monday. As we head on through into the middle part of next week, there's a small chance of another patch of precipitation coming through, but you know, this looks like a minor event again. So you know, over the next several days, just not much going on, and we'll talk about that a little more here in just a second. Something I want to show you, but for the you know, as far as snowfall potential goes, there's just not a whole lot there. At the end of the next week, excuse me, we have a couple of systems here that may try and get going. They might try to merge out on the East Coast and develop into a pretty good sized storm going into, say, Friday, Saturday of next week. and the GFS is kind of picking up on that here. You can see this large storm on the Gulf Coast and the smaller one up here to the north in the Great Lakes. As these things move off to the East Coast, there's some thought here that they might merge into one large nor'easter and just hammer New England next weekend. But we're getting on out about a week, and it's the way the models have been struggling. It's kind of a crapshoot as far as how this is going to play out. But something to keep an eye on, I guess, next weekend is whether or not these two will merge. If they merge soon enough, we could have a good snow here in Kentucky Friday or Saturday of next week. But it's about as far out as I'd like to even look at this point. So anyway, something I said I was going to mention here. The Weather Service did a nice little write-up on this earlier this week, and it's on their web page here. The snow, we haven't had any snow in December or January. We haven't had any snow officially recorded in the Lexington area, and that is unusual to say the least. In fact, it has never happened. You can see 2014, 2015 here. This is showing December and January because December 1st is the beginning of meteorological winter. So they look at December, January, and February as the winter season in terms of meteorology. And so far this winter season, there has not been any snow recorded at the Lexington official site, which is at the Bluegrass Airport, and that has never happened before. So if you're wondering where the snow is, yeah, it's because this is very, very unusual to say the least. They have not recorded any in Louisville either. There was another winter that this happened in Louisville. It was the 1931 and 32 winter. So one other time this has happened in Louisville, and it's never happened in Lexington before. Usually, as you can see here, we usually have several inches of snow having been recorded by now, and that is not the case this year. So very strange, very, very strange. Actually, it's kind of astonishing because we've had a lot of cold weather. We just haven't had any snow to go with it. In fact, November was a record-setting month for cold. We were several degrees below average, which is very unusual. So far, January has been several degrees below average. So we've had the cold air. We just haven't had any snow to go with it. Really, really odd stuff. So we'll see how this plays out in the coming days. Doesn't look like there's anything on the table for this month. Later on in the winter, we could still very easily get hammered. I mentioned that Louisville hasn't had a snowless meteorological winter since the 1931-1932 season, but I was looking at records for that winter, and by the time we got to March in that particular year, we did go into the deep freeze with some snow coming through for the first 2 weeks of March. So winter is it's got a long way to go. It's far from over, and I still think there's a good chance that we could see some harsh stuff here before it's over with. But yeah, that's about it right now. Not much going on, and I guess we'll just enjoy these next couple of days of warmth and hopefully get over this sinus cold or whatever I've got going on here. We'll take another look at the weather next week and track those two systems that you see here that may try to merge over the eastern U.S. and create some problems here. So take a look at that again next week. You guys have a good one.